everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den and welcome to the last project for 2023. This week I'm going to show you how I made this. It's a lovely box that measures 5 3/8 by 3 3/4 and it is 2.5 inches high. So what do you think? It's really pretty. I'm using all old products. This is for my godson, and I've got one for his sister as well, which is obviously my goddaughter. So let's see. Inside we have these lovely crackers. Now I've got a die for these. This is a Stampin' Up die that's in the annual catalogue, obviously because his name's Cooper. I've got this lovely Belgium chocolate in the shape of a C. And I've put chocolates in one of these, and the other one I've got money to put in there. I've got some notes to put in that one, which I haven't put in yet, but I thought, oh, I'll get them done and get them filmed so that's done. So we're going to show you what we're going to use. I'm going to put the lid back on that one. And some of the measurements for this is a bit weird, but that's how it has to be to get the shape. So let me move that out of the way so I can pop that up there. So I'm going to do the other one in silver. That one's in gold, obviously. So I'm using the pattern play, which are retired, for the letters, because I've put the letters for her name on the gift tag. So like so. I've also got the tailor-made tags here, which are in the annual catalogue, and I'm using the largest one of this one. I'm not putting the reinforcing behind it because I'm not actually using the rest of that. So that's what I'm using for the tag. And then in the annual catalogue as well, there's this cracker and treat box dies. So I thought I would use that. Now I haven't finished that one. I'm going to put one of these tags on each of them with just Merry Christmas. I've got to find a tiny Merry Christmas to go on them. But that's a tag die, the die for making the crackers. So these crackers are quite nice. They measure, once they're made up, 5 inches long by, let's see, 1.25 inches wide. So I've made the one ready to put the money in. We'll make the other one together. So I will go through everything. So if you've got this set, or if you haven't and you really want to do it, you need to get in very quickly. It's in the annual catalogue, but if you haven't purchased it, you'll need to get in quickly. Okay, so we've got, to make these, you will need a piece of, because I've got two, and you will need a piece of designer series paper, preferably a thicker one. Or you could do it in cardstock if you want. And you'll need a piece that is 5 inches by 12 inches long, and you'll get 2 out of that. So, and if you notice on here, you see that it has all the score lines each way for you. So we will actually be making that, and then you'll need 2 pieces of ribbon about 14 inches long. So we'll make this one up together. So for that first one, you're going to fold and burnish the score line down here. And you're going to do that as a mountain fold. And we'll do the other side at the same time. So I hope you got this set. If you haven't, I suggest you go, oh quick, I want it. So we've done mountain folds for this third score line in. For the second score line in, which is through the middle of these diamond bits, that's a valley fold. So we're going to valley fold those on both sides. And then the last one here is another mountain fold, and that's at the top of the diamonds there. And it's a little bit difficult, so I like to actually press it down by hand first before I go right along there like so. So that's that side done. Let's do this side. You can see them, and as I say, you will just need to ease them into place along that score line. Now I did see a box made for the crackers on Pinterest, which gave me the idea to do it with my chocolate. So that's done, and then we're just going to fold and burnish all the other score lines across this. So this isn't an original idea. I don't know, there was no name there, so I couldn't give you give that person a bit of encouragement or whatever, so because there wasn't anything there. Okay, so that's our box. We're going to add glue on the very first piece at the top and on the either end of the diamond section. This full section here, this diamond section, and this one, and that first one. Everything up to and including to that first score line. So everything to that first score line. For this, you can't fold it and put it over because it won't go. So you've got to actually turn it over because it's hexagonal shape, well, pentagon shape I suppose you'd call it, because it's 5 sides. So we're going to then push that down in the middle like so, then push on these ones, then bring these ones over so that they match up on top like so, and we're going to fold those down like that. Okay, so we're going to pop our ribbon around one end. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I feel like I'm going to sneeze anyway. And we're going to tie a bow. Once we've tied a bow this end, I'm going to pop some chocolates in this one. So I've got these Cadbury baubles, and it will hold 3 of these chocolates. So I already put them in the other one, and they will slide in nicely in this end. And we'll pop our ribbon on the other end of this one. Now I've still got to put my money in the other one, so I will do that one off camera, but you don't need to see me put money in it. We're here to make the project, not to see whether I tell the truth or not. Well, I wish, why wouldn't I? Anyway, so that's our 2 bonbons done. I'm going to put a label on both of these that say Merry Christmas, so but you'll see them in the photographs. So let me pop them on one side and I'll show you what you need for the box. So you're going to need a piece of 12 by 12 card for the box, because this piece here measures 10 3/8 by 8 3/4. That's if you're doing the box the same size as me. For the lid, you'll need a piece that measures 5 13/16 by 7 7/16. And then for the layer on the top of the box, this measures 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 by 3 5/8. And then I've got my label here to go on the top of that. So let's move these 2 pieces out of the way for now, and we'll work on this piece, which is the 10 3/8 by 8 3/4, and we're going to bring it in our board, and we're going to score this on all 4 sides at 2.5, and we're going to do that with a small ball. 2.5 all the way around. Okay, so then we're going to fold and burnish this piece of card along our score lines. Well, couldn't even find my burnishing tool then. Oh. Oops. This is actually, quite a lovely little project. If you want to, you could make them, like a box half this height and put the crackers in, if you only wanted to put the crackers in. Okay, so now we're going to actually cut up this score line here to the next score line. And then we're going to wedge this piece, and we can wedge it fairly well. Oops. And we're also going to cut off about 1 inch. And we're going to do that on this side as well. So we're going to down this one, wedge it in both sides and cut off about 1 inch. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit less, it's just that it saves all that bulk underneath there. Okay, same this end. Once again, down, wedge, wedge, about 1 inch cut off, which is about just under half of it. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit less or a little bit more. It's only to, I'm just going to cut that one a bit better there. That's better. It's just so that we don't have all that bulk along this edge. Okay, once we've done that, let's move all our bits and pieces out of the way. Let's get rid of them into the bin. And we're going to fold and burn, we're going to glue this up now. So I'm going to glue this along this edge, this flap. And we're going to bring this one in. Oh, this one seems like it's not 2.5 inches along this edge. It isn't. I only scored that at 2.25 inches. Oh my goodness gracious me. What am I going to do now? I'm going to have to pull that one apart and have a look at this. Now I've scored that at 2.25 inches, so I'm actually going to have to score this one again along this side. Why didn't you yell at me and tell me? Oh dear. 2.5 inches. Luckily for me, you're not going to be able to see, not going to see this, so I'm going to do this along this edge again, and I'm going to trim that one in on these ones. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to glue this one on again. There we go. That looks a bit better, and we won't see that along that edge there at all, because it will all be nice and stable. Up this one. We'll make sure we got this one right. Yeah, we got this end right. I don't know. Well, it just goes to prove I'm just as easily make mistakes as the next person. Not that I ever pretend to be perfect, because I know I'm not. So we're going to glue this last tab down. But at least I've proved to you that it's easy to fix that if you cut it, you know, if you score it in the wrong place and it's something you know it's not going to get seen, which you can't see that along there at all. Okay, so that's our box base done. So we're going to pop our box base on one side for now, and we're going to work on our lid. And we're going to see if we can score this one in the correct places. Okay, pop my pin in my glue because it's warm out there at the moment. It's very muggy today. And we're going to score this one. Now, because this is like 5 13/16, which is like 13/16 is just the one between the 3/4 and the 7/8 of the inch for the 13/16, and on the 7 7/8 it's the one between the, so that's 2, 4, 6, it's the one between that, right between there, between the 3/8 and the 3/8. 1.25. So we're going to score this one on all 4 sides at 1 inch. And it's the reason it's that little bit over is so that it fits onto the top of the box really, really nicely. And we didn't want to make the box any smaller. We could have taken a smidgen off of each side after we'd done it, but I just find that it's easier just to put that 1/16 of an inch on the lid, or 1/8. Well, it's 1/16 of an inch on the lid. And you only put it on the 2 sides. So whatever you want this piece here to be, this piece in the middle, and whatever you want your sides to be, then you add 1/16 of an inch on this side and 1/16 of an inch on this side. Okay, so we're going to cut this one exactly the same as the other one without chopping any bit off. Okay, so we've got our piece here. Half of them went on the floor, and we're going to glue these tabs down exactly like we did our last ones. Oh, actually, before we put them, we're going to put our piece on front here. We're going to pop this piece here, a piece of designer series paper. It's just easy to put it on when it's flat. And now we're going to glue those flaps down. Sound very quiet in here today. It's getting close to Christmas now, and at least everything is done. This was the last of my Christmas presents, which was very nice to get them out of the way today. Okay, so that's my lid. We're going to also use a 1-inch circle punch here, and I'm going to just do a finger hole in the side. So I'm eyeballing it, pushing that in there like so, and just trimming that piece off there. So you can see it's just a tiny bit like so. We don't need much. And I'll eyeball it on the same side, on the other side. Whoops, that landed on me. And that's our box piece done. So we'll put our chocolate in here, the one that says B for Brooke. Yeah, that's definitely got a chocolate. It didn't sound like it. And our 2 whatever these are called, crackers. You could fit 3 in there, no problem, but I'm just fitting the 2 in there. And pop the lid on. As you can see, the lid fits on nice and snugly over the top, like so. And then we're going to pop our, I am when I can find them. There we go. I'm going to pop some dimensionals onto the back of this. As I say, I cut all of my letters out beforehand and made them up so that you didn't see me, because everybody's got different names, so it's whatever name you're going to be putting on them, isn't it? So I'm going to pop that on there like so, like that, and I'm going to bring in my ribbon thingy maker, because I'm going to make my bow between these 2, not this end one. So I've got my ribbon here. over there, over the top, tie it as tight as I can, bring it around and underneath, making sure that's as tight as it can go. Pop it off, and there I have my bow. So I've put my other peg back in there. We're going to cut these tags on the bottom so that one is that way and the other is that way. There we go. Alright, pop that in the bin. Then I'm going to put some glue dots on the back. Oh my goodness, what have I got stuck on here? Something. I don't know what that was. That was a bit yucky, whatever it was. Okay, glue dots on the back. Now I'm going to put quite a few because it's a fairly big ribbon, so I want to make sure that it's going to stick plenty good enough. If you don't have glue dots or you don't like using glue dots, you could put a double-sided tape on the back. Come on, don't stick to my finger. Pop that one just there. And pop our ribbon onto here, just covering up the hole. There we go. And then I'm going to, I've got some nice gems here. So I'll pop some of these on to my box like so. So that's our project for today and the last one for 2023. I hope you've enjoyed that project. It's a lovely box, a lovely idea. I might even make a third one to go in these and put the rest of those chocolates. Let's how many chocolates I've got left. Oh, I've only got 4 left, so maybe not. So anyway, that's my project for today. Oops. And as I say, I will be finishing these ones off with a little tag on here, and when I photograph them you'll see those. If you like the written tutorial for this, you can head down following the link below here to Di's Den for Stampin' Crafting and Tutorials. That's my Facebook group. There you will find the written tutorial for this with all the measurements for both things and the name and the number for the cracker treat box dies. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. I do, love to hear from you. If you've got, you can leave me a comment. I do always answer, even if it's just to say thank you. And if you've enjoyed this and you'd like to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And I will be back on Sunday, the 7th of January 2024 with the first project for 2024. So I will see you then. Have fun, have a lovely, safe Christmas and New Year, and I will see you all in the New Year. Bye for now.